Hey everyone, it's Shelby here. Welcome back to A Little Literary Love. I'm glad you're all with me today because today's video is going to be me talking about all the new romances that are going to be releasing in June that I have my eye on, that I am excited for. But before we get into all those books, please make sure if you like this video, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button and also subscribing if you haven't already. I post videos every Thursday and Sunday, so make sure you're hitting that little bell to be notified when I post new videos. I have hit my goal for this year, which was 1,000 subscribers, so now I need to figure out a new goal. Maybe I can hit like 1,500 subscribers by the end of this year, or maybe 2,000. I don't know. I don't know how ambitious I want to try to be. But we're going to get right into all of these new books that are coming out. As always, whenever I do videos for this, I am not including every new romance book that's coming out. I'm just including books that I have my eye on that I think look good. So I'm pretty sure there's several small town romances that are coming out in June. I am not a small town romance person, so if that is something you're looking for, you're probably not in the right place here. I read small town like every once in a great while, but it has to have something else with it. Like it has to be like small town monster or small town with like lots of kinky stuff or just something else going on with it, because just plain small town kind of bores me. But I digress. Also, I tend to follow a lot of indie authors. Indie romance is my jam. I love supporting indie authors. So a lot of these authors, sometimes dates get moved around a lot, or something might come out so they have to push things back, or something that they did announce, then they're like, okay, that's not happening anymore. Or sometimes authors will just like completely surprise you and they don't have really a big announcement for their books, and they're just like, oh yeah, my book is dropping in a week. So I never really know. This list is going to be a little bit shorter than my list that I did for May. I don't know if it's just, I don't know, there were more books coming out in May, or I don't know, but nonetheless, I have about 12 books to talk about for this video today, and I'm super excited about all of these. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to stop jamming my mouth. So first up, on the 5th of June, we have Loveful by Cynthia A. Rodriguez. This is the second book of the Folia Do series. I don't know if this is going to be just a duet or if this is going to be a longer series. And I don't know if these are both standalone. They kind of look like they could be standalones, but I'm not 100% sure. All I know, this is a dark romance, and she is out for revenge. It had feminine rage. I saw this author's Instagram post where she actually has like a special edition cover for this book, but I think the original looks just as gorgeous. I was very intrigued by it. So I'm very intrigued. I need to read the first book just to see what all this is about, but it sounds really good. Then on the 6th, which is I think my only small town romance that I have on this list, we have Bourbon and Proof by Victoria Wilder. I am so excited for this book to come out. The first two books, of this series really hooked me. It's been very hyped, and I have also enjoyed this series. So this one is small town, but it's also somewhat romantic suspense, although I really felt like the first two books of this series were very light on the romantic suspense. I kind of wanted a little bit more suspense to them, but I still enjoyed them nonetheless, and I'm so excited for this one because it features a couple that I have been waiting and shipping them from book one. Like, as soon as they popped up in book one, I was like, yes, I need these characters to get together, and now they finally are. So it features best friend's brother romance, and it's a marriage of convenience, and I'm so excited to read this. I do actually already have the arc of this, which I'm so excited that I got the arc of this, so I will be diving into this one very soon. Then on the 10th, we have Caught Up by Nevessa Allen. This is the second book of whatever series this is that Nevessa Allen is writing. I think this is going to end up being a trilogy. This is a trilogy. They are dark rom-coms. This is a stalker romance. She works at like a play club. I don't know if that means like a sex club. but it specifically says play club. And he like stalks her online and her Instagram posts. There's something about that it's maybe a second chance too. And then they like form a connection. They start talking online. But it sounds really good. I loved Lights Out, the first book, so I'm super excited to get to this one. And then also on the 10th we have Plussized Player by Danielle Ellen. This is another second book of a series that, again, I think it's going to be a trilogy. I read the first one last year. It was Curvy Girl Summer. That one was pretty good. This one, I believe, is about one of her friends from the first book, and our female main character is the player in the story, which I think is really interesting because usually like the player kind of characterization is usually a guy, you know, like a playboy kind of character, but instead it's a play girl, and she's got all these different men that she's dating, except she starts to play favorites, and there's this one guy that she starts to like more than the others, and she doesn't really know how to handle that. And I just think that's so cool. Like, she's so independent and just, she's the player. I think that's awesome. And then also on the 10th, but I think this is the last book that I have for the 10th, is Realm of Thieves by Karina Halley. This is the first book of a new romantasy series from Karina Halley. And it sounds super cool because there's like dragons. Like, it kind of sounds maybe like Game of Thrones a little bit. But our heroine is a dragon egg thief, and she gets kidnapped and blackmailed by this lord from one of the clans or whatever, and is drawn into like all the like political like games and stuff. So I don't know, I think that sounds really interesting. Then on the 13th we have Shadowed Obsession by Evelyn Lee. This cover, you guys, looks gorgeous. It reminds me of those like old like film noir like detective kind of stories, which I think is what this story is supposed to be. He is a private investigator, and he or she is, it says, a crime family's darling. So I don't know if she's like like in the crime dynasty, if she's like a crime princess or what she is, but she's involved with, I'm assuming, like mob or something. And he is investigating her and like stalking her, but it's for his job. And then it says something about like they're both obsessed with one another, and I'm just so here for it. That sounds so good. And I do also have the archivist, so can't wait to read that. Also on the 13th we have Not Her Catch by Ari Wright. This is the 5th book of, I think it's like the MVP series from her. This is a Omegaverse sports romance from Ari Wright. I have the first book over here that I bought, and I still have not read it. I need to read these because I really think I would enjoy them, because I love both Omegaverse and sports romance. So I need to get to this series because now book 5 is coming out. So this one, it's sports, it's baseball players, and there is a fake engagement. Then on the 17th, we have I Think I'm in Love with an Alien by Anne Aguirre. I think that's how you say her last name. So this is supposed to be like a sci-fi rom-com, it sounds like. He is an alien, and he has gotten stranded on Earth, and he like makes online friends. And so his online friends convince him to go to SpaceCon, which is where he meets our female main character, who I think has been one of his online friends, and she secretly has had a crush on him, and she is like obsessed with monsters, aliens, space, all of that. So this could be really interesting. Then on the 18th, we have Thorns from the Fall by Jess Wisecup. This one did get pushed back. I think it was originally supposed to get released in either April or May. And then there were some issues that came up, so it had to get pushed back to June. So this is the second book of a duology. I can't really say a ton of what this one will be about because The first one ended on a huge cliffhanger. Just know it's enemies to lovers and there's vampires, and I cannot wait to read this one. Then on the 24th, we have Whispers Among Thorns by Cassandra Aston. This is the start of a fantasy duology. Our female main character in this one is a fae, and she is infiltrating an anti-fae group to seduce the leader's son. Or she's seducing leader's son to infiltrate the group and like find out, you know, what they're doing and try to like take them down. I think this is really interesting because usually in like fae and like fantasy romances, it's usually like the male main character that is the fantastical creature and it's the woman that is the human. So I find that interesting that it's flipped. So that also means she is like, there's an age gap in here, but she is the older one because she's a fae and it's been around for a while. So I think that was really cool too. I'm interested to see how that one plays out. Also on the 24th, we have Yes Coach by Daisy Jane. This is the second book of her Bluebell Bruiser series. There's a lot of second books coming out in June. This one, I am tentatively excited for this one. I did read the first book of this series. I think it was called Yes Sir. I think that's what it was called. And I was like raving. I was so excited for it. And then I read it and I was mildly disappointed by it. It was still good, but it didn't live up to like my expectations that I had made in my brain for it. So I'm still excited for this one, but maybe like my excitement level is a little bit lower. But this one is supposed to be a single mom, and he is her son's coach, which sounds really good. And then the last book that I have to talk about for my anticipated releases for June is going to be Devoted by Van R. Sum. This is another second book of a series. It's second book of the burlesque something series. I don't remember. I'm terrible at remembering series names. I am actually currently reading the first book of this series now, Allured, and it's been quite good. I've been very much enjoying it. So I'm excited to get into the second one when it comes out. This one, it features an age gap romance. It is Workplace. She is a fashion designer for the burlesque club that he owns. But it also features a femdom. So apparently she's the dominant even though she is younger than him. So I think that just sounds like a very interesting dynamic. And I'm very interested to see how that goes because like I said, I'm quite enjoying book one right now. So those are all the books that I have on my radar that I am excited to read coming out in June. So if there are some that I did not list that you are excited to read, leave a comment down below so all the rest of us can hear about those. Otherwise, that is going to be it for this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.